All right, this is a recording, and if I had a title, a subject, it would be Testify Your Testimony. I was watching a program, a very good one, a great way to start the day, and it repeats at the end of the day, so if I miss it one time, there's always the other. And a gentleman by the name of Larson. Look up Larson Ministries. Has a wonderful testimony. He's about my age, so I can relate to a lot of things he says, what he shares. And his testimony somewhat begins a night at 2 a.m. He'll tell you, after a 3-day binge, he was in his apartment looking at joints rolled on the table, beer cans ready to go, lines of Coke ready to go, and 15 feet away, a Bible. There was no 24-hour TV, no internet, 24 hours, nothing like that back in those days. Just the Bible, and he turned to Proverbs. Just happened to turn to Proverbs, I guess, or was led to Proverbs. And what he read, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom. And the rest you can hear from Lauren. Amazing testimony, but everyone has one. Maybe not as dramatic. I remember growing up listening to the testimony of Nikki Cruz, gang leader in New York. David Wilkerson did a book called The Cross and the Switchblade, which speaks about Nikki Cruz, or Nikki did the book. I can't remember. There's another one. I think of a guy by the name of Mike Warnke, former Satanist priest. And now, you see these testimonies and you're thinking, wow, mine doesn't measure up. I've never that bad. I've drank, I've done some this, I'm never a Satanist priest. But you got to realize if you're not serving God, you're serving the devil. And the path of paganism leads you many, many places. I'll just leave it at that. I can expand and expound on that later. But, you see these testimonies these people have, and there's many a female with one too. You see the testimonies they have, and sometimes you're like, wow, mine doesn't measure up. I've shared my testimony of sorts. I remember sharing it at a few youth rallies back in the day when I was much younger. Although mine, I look back and I think, was it much of a testimony? Because of how I was raised? And it's like, yeah, but we've all got one. You see, we're not all called to be Adrian Rogers. We're not all called to be Billy Graham, C.T. Townsend, these guys. But we're all called to pray for somebody. We're all called to bless and give, and we're all called to share, to witness, to testify. And, it may not be as dramatic as a Mike Warnke, a Lauren Larson, a Nikki Cruz, or even others that make theirs look choir boyish somewhat. But we've got one. Maybe our testimony is about what God did for us last year. Maybe we don't have some big dramatic one like these people, but we've got one. So it's up to us to share it. And it may mean the difference in one life. I love this song. Is it by the Booth Brothers? I don't know, but it's called One More Soul. And that's, if we say something, we share something, we do something, and it makes the difference in the life of one person, then it's worth it. It's worth it. So it's time, I guess it's time for all of us to testify your testimony, whatever it is. Because somebody is waiting to hear it. Somebody may need to hear it. And if you don't share it, who will? I remember there's a song by Al Denson called Be the One. In someone's life, we have to be the one. So, testify, get it ready, and then testimony or testify.